That's not a hostage.
Hey, what's up? I got
It was okay. But there was this guy, and he was like doing stuff, and he was like, whatever, and I was like, okay.
So what do you do about it?
I didn't do anything.
Whoa! What? On my face. It's part of the problem.
I can't move.
You can do it.
I'm like seriously stuck.
So, you see something, you do something, alright?
Help! Call an astronaut!
Hey, Mark, excuse me. I'm on my way to 3768. Kind of got hung up. It's raining out here. I'm on my way into Dallas. Jerry's probably going to be calling you to find out where I'm at if he can't get a hold of me, I'm sure. So thought, whoa. Man, I just had a wreck right in front of me. This guy ran a red light and hit four old ladies in an Impala. Just kind of clipped them and turned them around right in front of me, man. That was close. Oh, now this guy's getting out of his car. He's got a white shirt on with a tie and a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's throwing his hands up in the air like it was their fault. Oh, hold on. He's going over to their window. She's rolling down the window. Oh man, I think she sprayed him with pepper spray, man. He's holding his face and he's on his knee. She's beating him with an umbrella. The other women are getting out too. There's one woman with a little black person. She's tomahawking him, man. She looks like a Sunbelt 20 horsepower jackhammer. We got another woman that's she's hitting him like he's got a cattle prod, man. She's got an umbrella. She's sticking it in his side. Oh, there's another one it's a little woman that looks like Mother Goose. She beat him. She's got this U-bit bag. She beat him. She's got this U-bit bag. It's huge. It's about the size of her. She's about 4 foot nothing. She hit him over the head. Everything went all over the place. Her Bible fell. She just hit him in the head with a Bible. She picked this Bible up and she lifted it way over her head. It was a hardback NVI version. They're still beating the hell out of this guy. She picked his Bible up and raised it up above her head and just beamed the guy. This guy's not getting up. They're still hitting him. The one with the little black person still, all pieces of it. Okay, he's up on the car. Little woman.
me up and down. Get a nice reminder when they got on the plane. Look at my hat all the way. Every time I travel, I make sure I wear my hat. My hat, my hat. I make sure I wear my hat. Every time I travel, I make sure I wear my hat. My hat, my hat. I make sure I wear my hat. Every time I travel, I make sure I wear my hat. My hat, my hat. I make sure I wear my hat. Every time I travel, I make sure I wear my hat. My hat, my hat. I make sure I wear my hat. Every time I travel.
President Trump has restored the idea of America.
Keep America great! Exclamation point.
The Dow Jones made history today, closing over 26,000 points for the first time.
This is a standout report.
He's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What magic wand do you have?
Hand me down the walking cane. Hand me down my hat.
I'm going to bomb the shit out of them.
The delusion is over.
You're fake news.
Unbelievable.
So dishonest.
Mr. President. Mr. President. Pardon me, ma'am. Mr. President. Mr. President, are you...
That's enough. Put down the mic.
So much winning. Everything he does.
Every day is NASCAR.
Seems to come out right.
Donald Trump, keeper of promises.
Paying all it moves to just keeping time. How in the world did he learn that? Oh, Lord. Well, I have to get away.
I am with you. I will fight for you. And I will win for you.
America is winning again. With your help on November 3rd, 2020, can you believe? It's right around the corner.
So you ready? Let's go. Let me hear it.
Make America great again. Thank you, Texas. Thank you. Goodbye, Hillary. Bye.
I might kick the funky beat until it's what you like. Gonna watch ya, gonna rock ya, and maybe baby body shock ya. By the action to your attraction is complete in total satisfaction. Now the surgeon's here, you can call me doctor. Tonight I'm gonna make your body rock.
Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude. Oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, Jed's a millionaire. Kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. Said California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin, and they would like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back again to this locality to have a heaping heaven of their hospitality. Hillbilly, that is, set a spell, take your shoes off.
Economic growth. How dare you?
Wait a minute. We're here. Hello. Happy Saturday night. Saturday after Christmas, Saturday before New Year's Eve. Trump Year's Eve, right? Another year of big winning.
Did you get lumps of coal in your stocking, you Yankee?
I got plenty of coal.
I bet you did.
Clean
well, you know
coal.
What?
Beautiful,
Save it,
clean coal.
Next year, baby, it is the Trump train all the way to the 2020 election. And my birthday, just in case anybody's forgotten. We're going to re-elect my favorite POTUS of my whole lifetime on my birthday. What better gift can I get?
Did you hear what I got, Doc? I got coal.
What?
Beautiful, clean coal.
That's right. That is right. Well, honey, keep it in the family. Hey, guys, welcome to the very last Promises Kept of this decade. Not just of the year, but think about it. This is the last show of this decade. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. Unless we do another one before the end of the year.
Well, nobody thought about that, I don't think. Can you believe it?
Wow.
They just keep going faster and faster. I'm saying.
In New York, I would have gotten out of prison sooner.
Yeah. Because you know what? Those people up there, y'all are crazy. Y'all are letting everybody out without even bail.
Yeah. Why not?
Honestly.
They got to be out in time to vote.
That's right. How are people there taking it? I mean, outside New York City.
Oh.
Or is everybody else as mad as you are?
Between the illegals getting driver's licenses and criminals being let out of jail with no bond for, I think it's 223 crimes that you will not be required to get bail bond for. A judge can't
It's
request
very
bond.
serious things.
Yeah, yes. Armed robbery. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Attempted murder, wasn't it even?
I believe so. The list is very long. It's welfare fraud, robbery, all kinds of crimes. You get an appearance ticket now. You don't go to jail. You get an appearance ticket, and you can flee the state. So, or you can go out and commit the same crime the same day.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Well, you know, it's like we were talking about it yesterday. George Soros and his ilk, you know, went around getting all of these DAs elected that were very liberal, and now they're refusing to, you know, prosecute a lot of crime, including robbery under, you know, in many instances all the way up to $2,000 I've seen.
Well,
and that means if they wanted to just keep re-robbing the same store, they could technically put somebody out of business in a day.
yes,
I mean,
but it's not.
What
It's not
recourse
the.
do you have when they don't even prosecute it?
It's not the DAs really in New York State. It's the state legislature is completely Democrat. The legislature and the Senate in New York State is Democrat now because New York City, they pretty much control everything in the state. So if Andrew Cuomo wants that no bail and the illegals getting driver's licenses, he's going to get it. So the rest of the state, if you ever looked at the electoral map where Trump won, counties Trump won in New York State, the entire state is almost red. So the rest of the state, right down to our county sheriffs and our local DAs, they're all mouthing off about all of this. Especially the driver's licenses for illegals. There were quite a few county clerks that were going to refuse to honor that. But out here, outside of the New York City bubble, there wasn't, you know, there's not a lot of illegals out here. So,
right.
So,
So
you know,
they wouldn't have a lot of opportunity to protest.
right. Because you might get one or two in an extremely large county. Illegals trying to get driver's licenses. That's not going to make the news. It would be if a clerk in New York City decided to do it, then it would be national news. But otherwise, it gets ignored. But you know, the local.
And you know what, Phil, that just shows you right there a prime example of why we can never allow them to do away with electoral college, because the day that happens is the day that New York City and LA and all those liberal cities are going to determine who our president is, and nobody else's vote will matter. So if you have other people in your family or friends that are incensed over this, be sure and point out to them that's why the electoral college is so valuable, and we have to protect it.
Absolutely. You know, if we had an electoral college in New York State, none of this stuff would be happening. I'll tell you that. And they would never want that. The city would never want that.
And Texas is getting to be in the same situation because Austin and Dallas, all the large cities, once again, is very liberal. And, you know, there was also a piece that came out just recently that where the left-wing libnuts are starting to say that single-family dwellings that we have in the suburbs, they are racist. So they're already starting the mantra, and pretty soon they'll say, "Oh, and it's you're thoughtless of global warming or global cooling, whatever they're calling it right now," and they're going to start shaming everybody and trying to herd everybody into the cities because we're more manageable. Then we start thinking as a herd, like a collective. So we've got to really start standing up and taking a stand now, because it's going to get worse. It really is.
Absolutely.
I am a firm believer. Anyway, we have a whole lot of material to cover tonight because you know what? we have been doing so much unfreaking believable amount of winning. Oh my gosh, it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger every week.
Before we
And
get going,
2020 is going to be an avalanche.
Before we get going here, I'm going to throw some names out that are out in the chat. Periscope, Nova Moon, RM Johns, UK Neil. How you doing, UK? Alice, 43-11. Doc Martin is in the chat. Fritz Ader.
I surely am.
Wayne Willie.
I'm a master chatter.
Zippity Doodah. Daniel Pantuk 2.
Did you say Fritzy?
I think I saw Fritz Ader. Yes, Fritz Ader.
And
Miss
Miss
Katrina.
Alice.
I'm sorry, what was
And
that?
I saw Fritzy's going, right here, Phil, here I am. And I saw Purnell earlier.
Miss Katrina I saw out there.
There's Purnell. I see him right there. And
Purnell.
Miss Tigress. Hi, y'all.
Tigress.
Hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas. It was a great Christmas. You know, how could you top my most favorite holiday of the whole year, my most favorite church service of the whole year, candlelight service, when you see all the candles lit for Christ, and all of our favorite patriots together. And what could be better than that? And knowing Trump is our president.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch the chat too, but we got to get ready to go, Doc. Ready?
Okay, keep going, because now I don't want you to short me on my material.
I short you on your material. You know what? I did short you on some. Hold on. I got to get the rest of it here. So give me 1 second. You sent me more, I think, after I was done. Yes, you did.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you get me every week.
Can't bark like a puppy if you're going to run with us big dogs now.
Okay. First one up. We got... Oh, let's go. Oh, Lord. Okay, we got Terrence Williams up first. I put mine in first. Terrence Williams, if you need a good laugh, listen to this loony liberal get lost in his own logic when talking President Trump, the wall, and racism. Can anyone help me understand what this man is talking about?
Let me put it like this. What if Donald Trump said he didn't want no people coming here from Spain? Would you still support him? Because he did say that about whole countries. He was like, I'm tired of people coming here from whole countries. But yet his wife is an immigrant. You know what I'm saying? So what is he really saying? Isn't he giving people... Isn't he telling people that they have the right to hate certain groups and not others? Why would you support a president like that? A president that calls Mexicans rapists and murderers. He wants to build a wall, but yet his wife can come over here with no problem.
Do you think a wall is racist?
I think the wall is very racist. Because
what about that wall right there? What about that wall right there?
Why don't we build a wall on the whole Atlantic coast?
What about the Great Wall of China? Is that racist?
The Great Wall of China was to keep the Mongols from invading.
What about the border fence on Mexico? Are they racist for doing that?
The border fence on Mexico.
On their southern border, is that racist?
I think it's their way of trying to please the United States, who is giving them money to keep them from allowing their people coming into our country.
So does that make them racist?
They support racist ideology.
Oh, my stomach hurt. What in the world are you talking about? Uncle Ernest, Aunt Thelma said you supposed to be back from the store. You supposed to pick up the catfish. Where you at? She looking for you. And don't you owe me $2, Uncle Ernest? You don't never do what you supposed to do. You supposed to be barbecuing too for Mama. Mama looking for you. She said, why you outside arguing with the white people when you supposed to be barbecuing right now?
I suppose all of the countries that take money from the United States, like Honduras. Oh, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Honduras and Guatemala and all of these countries that send their people through Mexico, they take money too, right? So they're racist. They support a racist ideology too, right? Oh, God, these people are so out of their heads.
I don't even know what you say to that. I mean, seriously, what can you do but laugh at that? Parents is the cutest thing, though. Bless his heart.
Okay, let's go. Global Times. Now we're going to start the 50 tweets Doc Martin sent me. Global Times.
Wait, let's get the background. Is this my favorite one? Is this the one I said was my favorite one?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember.
I bet it is.
Okay.
Because the backstory to this, guys, is we were talking about this being our year-end show. And we were talking about covering all of the winning that has gone on this year. And Phil and I agreed that I don't even know if an hour-long show would be long enough if you just read off a list of everything that Donald Trump has done this year. And so we agreed that we were going to limit it to a few things. And then, Tuffy sitting next to me over here says, no, we're going to do it because we've got so much to cover. We're just going to pick one thing. And I'm going, how can I just pick one thing amongst so many? What pearl would I choose? And I was flabbergasted. So just to get him, I found one thing that lists 50 others.
So
I kind of abided by the spirit of what you said, but not really.
So the
we better be fast.
Global Times, at Global Times News, breaking: China will lower or remove import tariffs on a number of products starting in January 2020.
Oh, no, that's not the one.
Well, you just wasted that whole speech on that tweet.
I sure did. I read it on myself early.
But how many Democrats and liberals and talking heads on the mainstream media, especially, said that this trade war with China is hurting Americans, hurting everyday people? We're going to hit a recession because, remember the recession? What the hell happened to it? It disappeared, right?
My husband asked me every day, he said, did the recession get here in the mail?
Is
did
it,
the recession come? They say it's coming.
Where's
so
the
we
recession?
know for sure it's really coming.
Yeah, just like where's Hunter? Where's the recession? Trump should tweet, where's the recession?
I found Hunter. He's with baby mama number 2. Now, that boy needs to learn. I am so sorry to say this, guys. We try to keep this family friendly, but that boy needs to learn to keep his zipper zipped. He needs to talk to Nadler about getting a stronger zipper or something, because he's got 2 women at the same time pregnant. Now that man needs to learn some self-control of some sort, if you get my drift. But we saw him. He was out gallivanting with his new wife, the one that he left his dead brother's widow for after he left his wife for her, if you follow me. So I found him. Just saying.
He needs to keep his pickle in the jar.
He surely does. Or as I used to tell my students in my former life whenever I was in the educational field, no glove, no love, honey.
Oh.
He needs to be wearing a rain bonnet.
With
We
that
gotta
said-
stop. This is too easy. Okay, now come on. Keep on
Save all
going,
that
Phil.
for Speakeasy after the show. Okay. Michael Notham at Mike Andy Notham. I think that's how it's supposed to be said. All the liberals that were supporting the early voting. Wait, I'm sorry, I messed that up. All the liberals that we are supporting will vote early, making it look like Democrats have the momentum, but then Trump supporters will get off work and thus the inevitable landslide. That's a good meme. Remember in 2016 when Hillary was leading, then all the Trump supporters got off work? That was awesome.
I'm saying. And it's going to be, y'all, I just feel it. It's going to be, it may be the biggest landslide of our country's history. Seriously. Especially after what we know is coming.
Except you got to get out there and vote red. And remember, you got to plug your nose, even if you have to. You got to vote red all the way down ticket. You know,
I don't care if they are a rhino. You hold your nose and you vote red straight down, and you use paper ballots, guys.
That's right, Doc. Let's get going. I don't want to shortchange you this week.
Thank
okay,
you very much.
Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh McEnany. Oh, we're not helping snowflakes avoid arguments. We're helping real Donald Trump supporters win them. How to win an argument with your liberal relatives. Oh, boy. Check out our Team Trump website with all the facts you need. See, that's what you need. That's why you need to watch the show. You need facts.
That's right.
I know the
Did
others.
You know they put them out there for you so that you can, and it's not too late, guys, because we need to have this in our arsenal for everyday Americans. I was in a Bible study this week and got a chance to really get in and discuss some things with someone who still thinks that Trump is a racist from a remark that he made. Supposedly, I have not been able to find it yet to verify, but she claimed that there was an interview he did back in the early 90s, and she thought he was a racist from his remarks. So he's never grown, he's never matured, if he did even say those things. And that's what we have to fight, guys. We have to remind them people grow and mature, and be prepared to have the facts. Because remember, we debate facts, not feelings. Just saying. Got to be prepared.
Okay, I got to fix something in the chat room. A lot of people are yelling at me. I slowed down the chat in D-Live because it is pretty fast, but...
That's right.
All right, let's try that.
I think it's going to even be bigger than the Reagan landslide, honey. I think it's going to be something we had never seen the likes of.
Okay, I fixed that chat interval on D-Live, so if it's too slow still, let me know. But for some people are saying it's too fast, other people are saying it's too slow, so
we'll play with
I sped it up. We'll see.
Speed.
We'll see.
But
I
guys,
sped it
real
up.
quick before we go on, Phil, somebody had mentioned this. I did speak with Chris Mack today and got an update on his dad. And they're watching him. He was very tired today, but he's stable, and he's in intensive care. But they'll be moving him to a room either probably today or tomorrow. And they are anticipating letting him go home maybe Monday. So we need to all just keep Chris and his family, his dad, in our prayers, because for anybody that hadn't heard already, his dad had a heart attack, and my understanding it was pretty serious. So we're really glad that he is getting the treatment that he needs, and Chris got a chance to be with him today. So just remember him on your prayer, because I know that they have just been scared to death.
Chris, brother, we love you. If you need anything, just reach out. Let us know. Even though you're a Braves fan, but that's okay. I'll let it go this time. All right. Oh, I just want to go back to this one more time. You got to have facts, people, because I know the other stuff is sexy. It's great to watch it. I like listening to it about the indictments. But if you're trying to convert a liberal, telling them that Comey is going to be indicted, you're going to be talking to a brick wall. What you need is all of these facts in this website. The economy, the demographics that are winning in all categories, all Americans. That's what you need. You need these facts to convert liberals. The other stuff isn't going to convert liberals, unfortunately. It makes us happy, but it's not going to convert liberals. So check out that website, get the facts, watch this show to get the facts. Because that's all we do, right, Doc?
That's right.
All right. Next one. Oh, you sent me a Donald Trump one. Oh, boy. Let's see what it says. Donald J. Trump. Oh, this is from his real Donald Trump Twitter handle. 187 new federal judges have been confirmed under the Trump administration, including 2 great new United States Supreme Court justices. We are shattering every record. Read about this in The Long Game, a great new book by Mitch McConnell. Amazing story. 187 federal judges.
In the last term. 187 new federal judges. They said by the time that he leaves office after his second term that he could have appointed over half of all the federal judges. Half, guys. So we are well on our way. And even if you do not love the turtle, we need to love him on this, because he's done a great job just getting them pushed through. Again, while the Dems want you to be looking and paying attention to everything else, but all the winning, Trump and McConnell are methodical and just keep socking it away. So it's great to be on the winning team. Just saying.
I'm still working on the chat. I guess there's another problem there. Okay. I took off any delay on the chat. It's going to be fast now. For those of you that are upset that it's fast, I'm sorry. Okay, let's get back to the winning section here. What are we up to now, Doc? We had... Oh boy, this one's pretty funny. I got to make this one large.
Politics and solutions needed.
Oop. Here we go. I'll read the tweet after.
Yeah, it's good. My message is that we'll be watching you.
What?
This is all wrong.
What's wrong? I'm just having a few beers. What are you, the ABC?
I shouldn't be up here.
No, you probably should be at school.
I should be back in school.
I just said that.
You all come to us young people for hope.
What? No, I go to young people to help me fix my internet and get onto Netflix for free.
How dare you?
What? Put the phone down, Russell.
You have stolen my dreams.
Your dreams? Wait till you get married, sweetheart.
How dare you?
Look, settle, pedal. I'm just having a beer, Like, people aren't suffering.
People are suffering.
Well, people aren't dying.
People are dying. How dare you continue to look away?
Can't I just have this? I mean, I haven't flown halfway around the world in jet planes, and look, I don't even own a big F-off V8 Land Cruiser.
How dare you?
Ash, shouldn't the kids be away from the bar?
How dare you?
Oh. Oh, we're getting throttled by Twitter again. Let's see. Whoa. It just shut right off.
Come here, saying that you're doing enough.
Look, I'll probably just have a few more beers.
The politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight.
Our pollies can't even build a dam in 50 years.
You say you hear us.
Nah, can't hear you.
And you are still not mature enough to tell it like it is.
Because you're mine.
It's where we draw the line.
What? That's not the lyric.
We will not let you get away with this.
Look, I'll happily get you a pink lemonade and a packet of chips, maybe.
And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you.
Jesus Christ. I mean, why having a whinge about something? Whinge to Ash to get a few more younger chicks in here, It's about time for a change.
And change is coming whether you like it or not.
Excellent, thank you. Can I get you a beer?
Thank you.
All right, Greta.
Oh, let's see.
I thought that was funny.
So that was Templar having a beer with Greta at A Texan 57570. That was pretty funny.
I thought that was funny.
I just wonder, what does she mean when change is coming whether you like it or not?
I think they're thinking they're going to be forcing it. But they might be surprised what response they get.
Yeah.
We're not going to be pushed around anymore.
Okay, let's see. Next one up, Doc. I don't want to shortchange it. We only got a half hour left. The Washington Post. At Washington Post. Police raided a home of suspected child pornographer. They found a boy who'd been missing since, 2017. Okay, I'm going to have to stop this and open this up here. I got to find out where this was. Oh, police in Germany found a 15-year-old boy who had been missing since 2017. That is sad.
That he may have not tried to get away. But, you know, a lot of times they get that, what is it? The Munchkin, no, I was calling it Munchkin. Munchausen or whatever. What is it? Where they don't feel like they can get away.
Munchausen's is when mothers try to make their kids sick on purpose.
What's the one where you start identifying with your captors?
It's some syndrome, Nuremberg syndrome, I think.
Well, what'd you call it?
Nuremberg or something like that.
Oh, I know it. Chat, do y'all know? I know the word it's called, but anyway, I think that he kind of had gotten caught up in a little bit of that, but it was a terrible story. But again, the reason I posted this is because, guys, we're seeing every week the uptick in these cases where they are going after all of these pedophiles right and left and human traffickers and all that kind of thing. We're winning slowly but surely. We are inching our way back to taking some of the spec and saving these kids. So I just want everybody to be encouraged. Because
Stockholm syndrome. Tigress just retweeted it. Stockholm
what was
syndrome.
It? Stockholm syndrome. Thank you very much, Tigress.
Yep. I was
could
close.
not pull that out of my head for anything, but y'all got my drift.
I was close to the right country.
I was gonna yell.
Okay, Doc. Oh, geez, you got a tweet here from James R. It just says, wow. And global stock markets gained $17 trillion in value in 2019. Woo!
Isn't that amazing? Guys, let that sink in, that figure. Can you believe that? And we got news this week that $1 trillion has been brought back by companies so far. So, I mean, we are just winning on an exponential basis. It's just incredible. And so anytime that you get down, anytime you get a little discouraged, look back at this, guys, as a whole. Never let yourself get caught up in just a single moment, a single day, a single week. We are killing it. So we've got to really take, time to reflect on this so that when hard times come, and there's still going to be some hard times ahead, even though we are winning, we've got to have this in our stockpile so that it will get us through emotionally. So tuck that one away.
So he brought back $1 trillion, huh? That's what magic wand does he have?
Honey, let me tell you something. His magic wand is huge.
I think Michelle's magic wand is bigger than Barry's, but that's just
I think so too. I think she might need to get some tweezers out. Just saying.
Okay, next up is Stonewall Jackson at 1776 Stonewall, trendingpolitics.com. Boom. The Ninth Circuit Court isn't a circus anymore, and Dianne Feinstein is pissed. That's why they want him out. They started realizing, holy crap, look at all these judges. But I still stick to my guns on it. I don't think Nancy's going to send those articles over. She's going to try to do something different. Maybe run another impeachment scam. I don't know. I think I've heard this floated around recently too. I've heard this on the mainstream.
What she does at this point, she's screwed.
I've heard this on the mainstream media floated around now that she's holding it until she gets the Senate. I think I said that once, but that's what I think she's doing. She knows it goes nowhere in the Senate and it's a waste of time. Now she's held it back, which she looks like an even bigger fool to people. So If she sends it over now, it's like a ridiculous waste of time. So,
well,
she's going to cry. We need to send it. They're going to run commercials.
I want POTUS to have his day in court. I want him to be vindicated. I want his good name to be restored. I want us to see justice, because I'm telling you, I'm tired of twiddling my thumbs and letting people skate by. I want to see pain incoming while they are delivering justice. And I'm not usually vindictive like that, but it's time.
Well,
we just got to make a believer out of a few
I
people.
hate to say this, Doc, but that's why it's not going to happen. They're not going to send it over. They're going to find a reason not to.
I know, but you know what? I just know that POTUS and them are going to work it out for our good no matter which way it goes. So there's not a good way out of this for her. It doesn't matter what she does. She can add more articles onto it. That's going to make the American people matter. They're going to be champing at the bit to go vote those fools out of office. I'm just saying.
That's already started.
Get out of this unscathed.
But I don't underestimate the left, and especially George Soros, because he's out there throwing money everywhere, in every direction, especially in this Justice Democrats direction. So, got to be vigilant.
You know
what?
I do think that there is a chance that he may be finding some justice coming towards him sometime soon if Mr. Barr has anything to do with it.
At first, I thought maybe all of this was to throw shade on Barr and Durham, but now that's really not even working. I mean, they're trying to ask for his resignation, feign this moral outrage. It's not working at all. So
asking him to recuse himself? Oh,
yeah,
dear God.
It's not working. People aren't buying that now. Yep. And so I think this impeachment thing is going to drag out through the entire summer, and they're going to run ad after ad after ad on every channel they can possibly get on, even Fox, to say that they need the Senate. And we have to get them out.
Want, but that don't mean they're going to get it.
No,
they're going to get a rude awakening.
But that's their only shot now at this point.
They're screwed.
They send it to the Senate.
That lady's warming up. I think she's going to sing in 2020.
They send it to the Senate, and it's going to be an absolute disaster over there for the Democrats, and they know it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it would be delicious because the discovery and everything, all the witnesses supposed to be able to bring forward, I'm just telling you, it would be their worst nightmare come to life. So you know that she's trying to figure every which way out of this, but squirm though she may, I don't think she's going to escape this time.
And if they follow the federal rules of evidence, half of those, in fact, almost all of those witnesses that the Democrats called are null and void. They can't even bring them to the trial.
I know. Hearsay.
You have to be
fact
witness.
Did you see POTUS tweet to Nancy Pelosi after she was saying who else she wanted for the Senate trial? And he's going, excuse me, y'all were supposed to do this when you had it in Congress. You can't depose new witnesses in the Senate in the trial. You should have already done that and shamed her. I'm just telling you, we have the Master Blaster troller in charge. He is the bomb. He makes me giggle, and I don't like that in a man.
She knows he's chomping at the bit to get it over the Senate, and that's got to be scaring the hell out of her. So I think I
bet her false teeth is actually trembling in her mouth.
All of those hearsay witnesses were sound bites for ads. That's all it was. Sound bites for ads. None of them can testify in the Senate, so it's just a waste of time. They actually could bring in Yovanovitch, though, and get her on what happened in Ukraine. What really happened.
Yes, because they said that already that they have found 2 instances where she perjured herself under oath.
So, yeah.
So I think that would be grand.
Eric Ciaramella will be there to testify. Sorry, Nancy and Adam. You're not going to protect the whistleblower any longer.
Well,
she's
worried
there
because they would call her as a witness.
So that's why, Doc, I'm telling you, she can't let it get there.
And God only knows who else.
They can't let it get over to the Senate.
So
I think their plan right now is to impeach Mike Pence, hold on to that one too, and then say, give us the Senate. If Trump Pence wins, we throw him out. That's their only hope now, but we'll see.
Yep.
Donald Trump Jr. Wow, this is huge. Commerce Department companies brought one. See, you keep stepping on our headlines, Doc Martin. You got to stop that.
Sorry, I forgot I sent that to you. But
They
it
brought
just backs
one-
up what we say.
$1 trillion back to U.S. under Trump tax cuts. That was only for the rich. I'm sorry, those tax cuts were for the billionaire. Yeah. Well, they brought $1 trillion back, which helps the U.S. economy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean,
can't
look
even.
how many jobs have come back. And they were speculating, or who was it? I think it was Fox that was reporting that. I didn't get to see who said this. I'm assuming maybe POTUS or someone higher up in the administration, but they were saying that they think that the stock market could break even bigger records than what we even can imagine. And it was a very, very bold prediction. So I say buckle your seatbelts. Make sure you got a good financial advisor.
Well, I wish he would, after he wins the 2020 election, start talking about getting rid of that damn Federal Reserve. That's gotta
I'm
go.
saying I think that's going to happen in second term.
Oh boy, you sent me another Donald Trump tweet. Why not? So, at Real Donald Trump, this is not of his POTUS account. Thank you, Indian country, for being such an important part of the American story. I recently signed 3 bills to support tribal sovereignty and native culture. Oh, there was the second part of the tweet. I didn't see it. S-216 Spokane Tribe, S-256 Native Languages, and NDAA Section 2870 officially recognized Little Shell Tribe of the Chippewa Indians. My great honor to do so.
Isn't that great?
I saw a great tweet by somebody that said, Elizabeth Warren can't be an Indian. No Indian would say that the government should take your guns away.
That was funny. Excuse me. I had to say, I know, because that worked out so well for them the first time, didn't it?
Okay, it's almost 8:45, so let's do this.
Hey,
Yeah.
we just started.
Let me hear what your favorite Trump win was for the year, Doc.
Okay, well, I sent it to you.
Hmm.
You might want to pull it up because, okay, let me read this to you. It was by Robbie Starbuck. So some of you may have seen this, but it says, I get asked sometimes by people who are on the fence, who aren't very politically active, what has real Donald Trump done or fixed as president? It's a good question, deserving of an in-depth answer. So here's a thread listing some of what he's done in 3 years. Read it all. We don't have time, guys, but I'm going to read a few. This week, Trump signed 3 bills for Native people. One gives compensation to the Spokane tribe for loss of their lands in the mid-1900s. One funds Native language programs, and the other gives federal recognition to the Little Shell tribe of Chippewa Indians in Montana. This month, Trump finalized the creation of Space Force as our 6th military branch. This month, Trump signed a law to make cruelty to animals a federal felony so that animal abusers face tougher consequences. Violent crime has fallen every year he's been in office after rising the 2 years before he was elected. Trump signed a bill making CBD and hemp oil legal. Trump's EPA gave $100 million to fix a water infrastructure problem in Flint, Michigan. Under Trump's leadership in 2018, the U.S. surpassed Russia and Saudi Arabia to become the world's largest producer of crude oil. Trump signed a law ending the gag order on pharmacists that prevented them from sharing money-saving information. Trump signed the Allow States and Victims to Fight Online Sex Trafficking Act, which includes the Stop Enabling Sex Traffickers Act, which both give law enforcement and victims new tools to fight sex trafficking. Trump signed a bill to require airports to provide spaces for breastfeeding moms. The 25% lower paid Americans enjoyed a 4.5% income boost in 2019. That outpaces a 2.9% gain in earnings for the country's highest paid workers. Low wage workers are benefiting from the higher minimum wages in corporations that are increasing entry level pay. Trump signed the biggest wilderness protection and conservation bill in a decade and designated 375,000 acres as protected lands. Trump signed the Save Our Seas Act, which funds $10 million per year to clean tons of plastic and garbage from the ocean. He signed a bill this year allowing some drug imports from Canada so that prescription prices would go down.
Okay, Doc, hold it. Hold on, Doc.
One.
You said, I said one. I found one.
I know. But
You just read about 20 of them all.
Wait about all of it. I told you I was being sneaky. But,
Oh, wow,
I mean,
look how long this thing is.
I know, but listen, let me read on just a little bit more to give you an idea. I mean, this thing is unfreaking
Hold on, though. We
believable.
wanted to give the audience a chance, and we got to get their input.
Okay, now while I'm reading, so while I'm reading, I want everybody in the audience pick your favorite win from this year and start posting it in the chat. Let's show Heisenberg and liberal progressives why they are wrong in thinking that that is going to solve our problems. This is winning on a grand scale, baby. And so while y'all think of it, y'all start posting them. I want to see your favorite win from this year. I don't care if it's something everybody likes. I want to hear it. Okay, let me read on just for a minute more. Trump signed an executive order this year that forces all healthcare providers to disclose the cost of their services so that Americans can comparison shop and know how much less providers charge insurance companies. When signing the bill that he said no, Americans should be blindsided by bills for medical services they never agreed to in advance. Hospitals will now be required to post their standard charges for services, which include the discounted price a hospital is willing to accept. In the 8 years prior to President Trump's inauguration, prescription drug prices increased by an average of 3.6% per year. Under Trump, drug prices have seen year-over-year declines in 9 of the last 10 months, with a 1.1% drop as of the most recent month. Created a White House VA hotline to help veterans, and principally staffed it with veterans and direct family members of veterans. VA employees are being held accountable for poor performances, with more than 4,000 VA employees removed, demoted, and suspended so far. Issued an executive order requiring the Secretaries of Defense, Homeland Security, and Veterans Affairs to submit a joint plan to provide veterans access to mental health treatment as they transition to civilian life. We owe them everything. That's the least we can do. Because of the bill signed and championed by Trump in 2020, most federal employees will see their pay increase by an average of 3.1%. That one I could do without. Sorry, they're already overpaid compared to the private market. The largest raise in more than 10 years. I think we ought to get rid of more of them myself, but okay, it's still a win. If Trump thinks so. I'm just not going to argue the little petty stuff with him. Trump signed into law up to 12 weeks of paid parental leave for millions of federal workers. Again, I think you ought to have to pay for your own. We shouldn't have to pay if you want to have a baby. I'm sorry. I'm very hard-hearted. Hannah, I paid my own disability leave. They can pay their own. But if President Trump thinks it's strategic to give in that area, then okay, so be it. I'll go along for a little while. Trump administration will provide an HIV prevention drug free to 200,000 uninsured patients per year for 11 years. All-time record sales during the 2019 holidays. And guys, we were short 6 shopping days, and we still hit all-time record highs. Trump signed an order allowing small businesses to group together when buying insurance to get a better price. As an insurance agent, I'm telling you, that's the way we're going to be going. That is the wave of the future. Just wait and see what he's coming up with. President Trump signed the Preventing Maternal Deaths Act that provides funding for states to develop maternal mortality reviews to better understand maternal complications and identify solutions, and largely focuses on reducing the higher mortality rates for Black Americans. Oh, but he's a racist, remember? In 2018, President Trump signed the groundbreaking First Step Act, a criminal justice bill which enacted reforms that make our justice system fairer and help former inmates successfully return to society. It also reforms addressed inequities in sentencing laws that disproportionately harmed Black Americans and reformed mandatory minimums that created unfair outcomes. The First Step Act expanded judicial discretion in sentencing of nonviolent crimes that has largely affected the Black population, from legislation that was signed into law by Bill Clinton and his wife that thinks that they're all super predators. Remember? Over 90% of those benefiting from the retroactive sentencing reductions in the First Step Act are Black Americans. First Step Act provides rehabilitative programs to inmates, helping them successfully rejoin society and not return to crime. Trump increased funding for historically Black colleges and universities by more than 14%. Just signed legislation forgiving Hurricane Katrina debt that threatened HBCUs. New single-family home sales are up 31.6% in October 2019 compared to just 1 year ago. Made HBCUs a priority, creating the position of Executive Director of the White House Initiative on HBCUs. Trump received the Bipartisan Justice Award at a historically Black college for his criminal justice reform accomplishments. Don't ever hear that on mainstream media, do you? That some Blacks might actually like him, appreciate what he's doing, see what it's doing for their populace. I mean, good gosh. Poverty rate fell to the 17-year low of 11.8% of the Trump administration as a result of a jobs-rich environment. Poverty rates for African Americans and Hispanic Americans have reached their lowest level since the U.S. began collecting data on such data. President Trump signed a bill that creates 5 national monuments, expands several national parks, adds 1.3 million acres of wilderness, and permanently reauthorizes the Land and Water Conservation Fund. Trump's USDA committed $124 million to rebuild rural water infrastructure. We need that terribly, guys. Consumer confidence and small business confidence at an all-time high. More than 7 million jobs created since election. More Americans are now employed than ever recorded before in history. More than 400,000 manufacturing jobs created since his election. Appointed 5 openly gay ambassadors. Ordered his openly gay ambassador to Germany, Rick Brunel, to lead a global initiative to decriminalize homosexuality across the globe. But he doesn't like them, remember? Trump's anti-trafficking coordination team, the AC team initiative, federal law enforcement more than doubled convictions of human traffickers and increased the number of defendants charged by 75% in AC team's districts. Need I go on?
We got 5 minutes left, Doc. If you want to, we got 5 minutes left.
So the next time that you hear that little quiet voice of the devil saying, "Be discouraged, nothing's happening," refer back to this. Print this out. I tweeted it today. It's on my timeline. Maybe Phil could tweet it out from Winning TV tomorrow. Guys, do not let mainstream media, the second branch of the DNC, rob you of the joy. We only get 8 years with this fabulous United States patriot. This man, there is nobody else like him in history. And we will only get 8 precious years. They're ticking by faster than we'd like to realize. So when you start getting disheartened, refer back to this. Pull your big girl or big boy pants up and get back in the fight. 2020 is going to be an awesome year. Justice is coming. I heard karma is sharpening her fingernails. So get ready. We're going to have a fabulous year. So Phil, even though you tried to keep me down to just one.
Well, can I give my one? Do I have time to give my one?
I was asking you, yes.
We got 5 minutes left, you know. My one was the autism
I love
that Trump signed. So
we celebrated that this year on the show, remember?
Yep, that was my one.
Oh, no, that was wonderful. Well, tell them the whole thing about it.
Well, I want to try to get what the audience did too.
Okay, I'm sorry, I got excited.
I saw Space Force, the 187 judges, and I forgot to write down the names, and the terrorists on China that worked. And for everybody who's arguing with Heisenberg, just forget that guy. He is out there just to troll with his false facts and his bullshit. So don't even pay attention to him. So what do you think out of that? That's what I caught was Space Force. The judges, I say the judges. What do you say, Doc?
Well, I think that that's going to be one of his most lasting legacies because they're young, and that's going to last. His effect is going to be felt for years, generations to come. I can't pick because there is so much, but probably as far as the biggest impact, that's probably it. But when somebody saves your life, how do you decide which part of that act is the most important? Do you see what I'm saying? Was it when they decided to save you? Was it when they jumped in? Was it when they got you? Was it when they struggled to take you back to shore? Because Trump's done all those things. So I just want to close this year out for MAGA Promises Kept and tell you, my wonderful little Yankee co-host, don't let it go to your head, that I love you, darling. I'm so glad to get to fight this fight beside you. It is my privilege to get to count all of y'all as my friends and patriots. And this life is grander than I ever thought it could possibly be all those years that we suffered under Obama. And I am so thankful for it. I'm so thankful for every blessing. I'm thankful for the man that is willing to lay everything down in his life. Guys, because you know what? They've tried that too. They've tried attempts on his life. So we need to savor every moment. Don't let them rob us of a moment of the joy. Because remember, happiness is not a destination, but a means of traveling. And that's something you got to pick up and decide every day. And Phil and I hope that we've closed this year out, helping you spend a little time enjoying the wins that we're experiencing in our country for the first time in so many years. And we hope you've been a little encouraged, that you've gotten to giggle along the way, that you have gotten to cry a little bit with us, that you have gotten to stand shoulder to shoulder in the fight to save our country. And I thank you for that. And I can't think of a better way to go out this year than to say, I just can't think of anything, any place that I'd rather be than here on MAGA Promises Kept every Saturday night with you people, even you, Yankee.
Just one more, just for Heisenberg, because he keeps saying, the pro-business doesn't help everyday Americans. Fox Business.
Oh, really? So having jobs doesn't help you, Heisenberg?
No, I guess not.
$1 trillion pumped back into the economy doesn't help you? Well, honey, if you think that, we surely cannot help you.
Low-earning Americans are seeing the biggest wage gains in a decade. I said that, but no. Right. He's got his fake news from MSNBC, LSD. So let him just ramble on with his stuff. And one last one from Cat Turd. I like the glasses, Cat Turd. Cat Turd 2. I think the 2019 undisputed winner for cereal of the year is obvious. Corn Pops. Poor Joe Biden doesn't even know what state he's in. Okay, folks, you got to join us over on. You got to come back for the Speakeasy Show, I should say. In about 10 minutes, we'll try to get on as quickly as possible. We'll open up the.
Just a little intermission here, guys. Remember, I'm sitting in this chair for almost 4 hours.
We'll open up the D-Live chest at the end of the Speakeasy Show. So you got to get over there. We got some contributors over there, too. Ed Boa, 100 Don Lemons. Fritz Ader, 10 Don Lemons. And Miss Katrina, thank you for 3 Don Lemons. We're going to open up the chest. I'll add some Don Lemons to that chest, too.
I'm sorry to rain on your parade, darling, but go check out inflation. Hadn't happened. They've been worried for nothing. So try again next year.
Hey, Heisenberg, where's that recession?
2020, so keep coming back, Heisenberg.
Where's that recession?
Whether you realize it or not.
I'm still looking for that recession. Did it come in the mail to you?
The what? Oh, the recession?
Yeah.
No, I've been checking it, the mail every day religiously for it and my white privilege card. Neither one's come. Who do we call about that, Phil? Do
I
you
think
know?
so. Well, catch us on the next show, Speakeasy. We'll be on in about 10 minutes. We'll open up the
Go
D-Live
refill
chest.
your libation.
I'll add more Don Lemons. See us over there in about 10 minutes. We'll be on Periscope, D-Live, YouTube, if we're still on YouTube. I don't know. I haven't checked in a couple days. And they have deleted some of our videos already, so that'll be coming soon. We'll be off of YouTube, I'm sure. And Twitch, we're still on Twitch, so come back in about 10 minutes. We'll catch you all in a few minutes.
Catch you on the flip side, guys.